What if I told you that the slow, creeping death of your engine isn't a matter of age, but a result of tiny habits you perform every single day without a second thought? Most drivers simply accept that their car will lose its power, its smoothness, its soul over time. But that's a lie. That's only true if you let it be. What if you could make your engine, even one with 150,000 miles on the clock, feel as crisp and responsive as the day it left the factory? Today, we're not just giving you tips, we're exposing the silent killers of your car's performance, including one daily ritual that is actively murdering modern engines in plain sight, especially in the endless grind of city traffic. Let's start with the very first thing you do in the morning. You turn the key and wait. That old rule of letting your car idle for 5 minutes to warm up is not just outdated, it's destructive. Modern engines are engineered to warm up by moving, not sitting. Letting a cold engine idle is like forcing a world-class sprinter to stand still and shiver before a race. It's pointless, and it's damaging. In those first few minutes of idling, the engine runs rich, dumping excess fuel into the cylinders. This raw gasoline acts like a solvent, stripping the life-saving film of oil from your cylinder walls, leaving bare metal to grind against bare metal. The real secret? Start the engine, wait just 30 seconds for oil pressure to build, then drive away gently. This simple shift in your morning routine will save your engine thousands of miles of premature wear and protect you from repair bills that could cripple your finances. But that morning mistake pales in comparison to the sin most drivers commit every few months. You see the sticker on your windshield, that oil change reminder, and you think, I can push it another 1,000 miles. After all, modern synthetic oil is a miracle, right? This is a catastrophic miscalculation. Oil is your engine's lifeblood, not just a lubricant. It's a janitor carrying away microscopic metal shavings, carbon soot, and other abrasive contaminants. When that oil gets old, it stops cleaning and becomes a thick, gritty sludge, an abrasive paste that clogs vital oil passages and starves moving parts of lubrication. Thinking you can judge oil by its color is a rookie mistake. It's the invisible chemical breakdown that turns your engine's protector into its poison. Think of an oil change every 5,000 to 7,000 miles as a non-negotiable health check for your engine's heart. Now, let's talk about breathing. Buried deep between your air filter and your engine is a component most drivers have never heard of: the mass airflow sensor. It's the brain behind your engine's respiratory system, constantly measuring the volume of incoming air to calculate the perfect amount of fuel to inject. Over time, this delicate sensor gets coated in a film of dust, grime, and oil vapor, like smearing grease over a pair of reading glasses. The engine can no longer see how much air it's getting. The result is a confused air-fuel mixture, leading to sluggish power, a shaky idle, and terrible gas mileage. Most people just assume their car is getting old. The fix is almost laughably simple. A $10 can of dedicated MAF sensor cleaner and 5 minutes of your time can restore crisp throttle response and make your engine feel awake and alive again. Do this every time you change your air filter, and you'll give your engine the gift of a clean, deep breath. And while we're on the topic of breathing, that air filter itself is your engine's last line of defense. Trying to accelerate with a clogged filter is like sprinting up a flight of stairs while breathing through a coffee stirrer. An engine starved for air will overcompensate by burning more fuel, leading to pathetic performance and wasted money. Swapping in a new air filter takes less time than making a sandwich, costs less than a movie ticket, and provides an immediate, noticeable improvement in power and smoothness. But it's not just air. Your engine's fluids are its life force, and the most neglected of all is the coolant. That colorful liquid isn't just for show. It's your engine's personal bodyguard against the extreme violence of heat and cold. But coolant ages, breaks down, and loses its protective properties. It turns from a clean fluid into a corrosive, acidic sludge that silently eats away at your engine from the inside out, clogging the delicate veins of your radiator and heater core. A simple coolant flush every 2 years is not just maintenance. It's a life-extending procedure that prevents your engine from cooking itself to death on a hot summer day. You thought you knew your engine, but what you've learned so far is just the beginning. We've covered the common mistakes, but now we venture deeper into the heart of your machine, exposing the secrets that separate a good mechanic from a great one, and an average car owner from someone whose engine will outlast the chassis itself. What if the most critical signs of engine failure aren't seen but heard? What if a $5 part you've never heard of is the silent guardian against catastrophic oil sludge? Prepare to look at your car in a whole new way. First, learn to listen. Your car is speaking to you every time you drive. You just need to learn its language. When you turn the key to the on position without starting the engine, can you hear a faint, 2-second hum from the back of the car? That's your fuel pump priming. If that sound becomes a loud whine or disappears entirely, you're on borrowed time. When the engine is idling, listen for a rhythmic, light ticking sound. Those are your fuel injectors, the heartbeats of your fuel system. If one of those ticks becomes erratic or silent, that cylinder is being starved of fuel. Pop the hood and listen for hissing. A vacuum leak, often from a cracked and brittle rubber hose, is a sworn enemy of a smooth idle and consistent power, tricking your engine's sensors and forcing the computer to make wild guesses about the air-fuel mixture. A discerning ear can diagnose a problem weeks or even months before a check engine light ever appears. Now, for that $5 part that can save you thousands, the PCV valve, or positive crankcase ventilation valve. It's a simple, one-way valve that relieves pressure from inside your engine's crankcase. When it works, it's invisible. But when it clogs, and it will clog with oil vapor and gunk over time, that pressure builds up with nowhere to go. The first thing it does is find the weakest point and push its way out, creating oil leaks from gaskets and seals you never knew existed. Worse, that trapped dirty vapor condenses back into the oil, creating a thick black sludge that suffocates your engine from the inside. This isn't just a part to be replaced when it fails. It's a critical wear item that should be changed every 30,000 to 50,000 miles. It is the cheapest, most effective anti-sludge insurance policy you can buy. Just as your engine needs to breathe clean air, it needs to drink clean fuel. Hiding somewhere along your fuel lines is another forgotten hero, the fuel filter. Every drop of gasoline from the pump passes through this filter before reaching your delicate and expensive fuel injectors. Over time, it clogs with sediment and rust from gas station storage tanks. As it clogs, it forces your fuel pump to work harder and harder to push fuel through, leading to a strained, whiny pump that will inevitably burn itself out. You'll experience hesitation when you accelerate and a mysterious loss of power, especially when climbing hills. It's your engine gasping for fuel. Many modern cars have lifetime filters inside the fuel tank, but for those with an accessible one, changing it is a simple service that protects the entire fuel system. Let's move to the electrical heartbeat of your car, the battery terminals. You see them every time you open the hood, but do you ever really look at them? A clean, tight connection is non-negotiable. Even a thin layer of white or bluish corrosion acts like a resistor, choking the flow of electricity. This doesn't just cause hard starting. In a modern car, it creates electronic chaos. The alternator can't properly recharge the battery, and the dozens of onboard computers can receive inconsistent voltage, leading to phantom warning lights, erratic transmission shifting, and bizarre behavior from your radio or navigation system. Cleaning them with a simple wire brush and ensuring they are clamped down securely is a free maintenance task that can solve 1,000 mysterious electrical gremlins. Now, what about the fuel you feed it? The numbers on the pump, 87, 89, 93, are not a measure of quality. They are a measure of octane, which is the fuel's resistance to detonating under pressure. Using a lower octane than your manufacturer recommends is a recipe for disaster, especially in modern turbocharged or high-compression engines. The engine computer is constantly listening for knock or pre-detonation, which is when the fuel ignites from pressure before the spark plug fires. It sounds like marbles rattling in a can. When the computer hears knock, it retards the ignition timing to protect the engine, which drastically reduces power and efficiency. If you're consistently using the wrong fuel, you're not only getting subpar performance, but you're also putting constant stress on your pistons and bearings. Always use the octane rating specified in your owner's manual. Premium recommended means you'll get the best performance with premium. Premium required means anything less is actively damaging your engine. Your driving habits matter more than you think. A car that is only ever driven on short, 5-minute trips around town never gets a chance to get its engine oil up to full operating temperature. This is a critical problem because one of the functions of hot oil is to burn off condensation and fuel contaminants that accumulate within it. An engine that only ever runs for short periods will build up a milky, sludgy residue, especially under the oil cap. You need to give your car a proper run on the highway at a sustained speed for at least 20 to 30 minutes once a week. This allows the engine to heat up completely, vaporize the contaminants in the oil, and let the PCV system suck them out to be burned in combustion. It's the Italian tune-up, and it's essential for engine hygiene.